Hey, gentlemen, I'm here today with Dan Nesek. He is famous from the game, the book, under the name Bad Boy. And today I'm going to interview him and we're going to talk about the origins and the history of the game, how the dating game changed in the last 5 to 10 years. And we're going to teach you exactly what you need to do to still be successful in game and date attractive women in 2025 and beyond. So, Dan, just tell us a little bit about your story, your background, how everything started, how you got into the game, and
Greetings,
welcome.
guys. Pleasure to have you here. Pleasure to be here. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting interview. So, guys, make sure you stay till the end. Many stories will come out. It's going to be very interesting interview. So, my background, my story. Oh, well, I'm part of the game of original gang of seduction community. Basically, we started seduction community 20 years ago, like a 10 of us, me, Mystery, and a couple of other guys back in the days. And yeah, I was luckily to find the community and came because I was as well, I guess, shy, introverted guy, more IT. Actually, I was studying IT management. I think it was the first year of university. And I was reading some IT magazines, kind of like, this, tech magazines, with the new PCs, this and that. And it was first days of internet. And it basically, like, there was some, like, there was nothing. Internet was empty, So, so every month they reviewed top 10 pages or most interesting things on internet. So like I don't know, 1 month was like, oh, there is some hidden forum with some guys who are learning, who are, basically talking about how to get girls without buying them drinks. Ha ha ha. If anybody succeeds, let us guy know. So I went there and bam, like, like my world, my life has changed from that day. I started reading. I was like, wow, that's so interesting. Like, but it was all basically back American approach with very indirect and like, insecure and which never suited me. So I had to modify things. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, that was kind of my how I started basically 20 years ago. And that was basically back in the days. There was no coaches, there was no books about women, about dating, there was no Instagram, WhatsApp. It was you went to the club, bars, and you talk with women and you got rejected till you learn something, So I was my own student, there was nobody to ask something, I had to do all my coaching by myself. I was like, student and a coach at the same time, like my own mentor, my own student, journals, taking notes, learning from my mistakes, analyzing, recording. So I went through crazy, crazy process of becoming the man, learning about women, about dating. I was, discovering everything by myself on this side of the world.
Fantastic.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there are some guys, around the world who are doing the same on other side. Like, Mystery was doing the same journey on his own in Canada, a couple of guys all over the world as well. So somehow the internet brought us together and we start sharing on the forums, talking about our discoveries. And I was discovering one thing, other guy on different planet of the world was discovering another thing. And it was like golden age of seduction with pretty much everything what exists today we brought up together, we discovered it all together. So yeah, it was a really interesting journey. Plus, I would say my story was a little bit even more challenging because basically when I was like 12 years old, I had like a big accident during the war in Croatia, and basically I lost part of the body. I had to learn how to walk again, hospitals, recovery, I like rehabilitation. So basically I came back. I wasn't the most physically beautiful, attractive guy. So I had to work harder. I really, I really had to dive in and focus. I knew I cannot sell, the status, money, and looks. I had to, work on personality. I had to be the most interesting, the most funny, the most interesting guy to compensate my challenges and my physical side. So yeah, I would say the whole community, the game, and the knowledge and working on myself will help me this way. So, if I was able to do it going from a wheelchairs to becoming number one on a planet Earth, everybody can do it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, when I seen you the first time in Frankfurt, I could tell, you know, you have a great energy, a great charisma around you. I met Dan in Frankfurt the first time in 2018 when you gave a free seminar. And yeah, you're a great guy, very inspiring. And you've been voted 2 times the best PUA in the world. How did that happen?
Well, because of I was always engineer, I was always researching, I was always finding, what's behind outside of the box. Like, when I came, it was all indirect, kind of basically whole community, even the whole basically all forums, everybody was using this stupid, hey, let me ask you something, is David Bowie hot? Kind of like it's gay. For me, that was like, super gay approach and insecure, and it never felt congruent with my upbringing as a man. I come from Eastern Europe, and they teach you here, man should be a man. You're not like going there, hey, let me ask you something, like, playing stupid childhood games, hiding that you don't want, kind of hiding your intentions. So I never resonated with that. So I start changing things in a game. I start discovering, I start figuring out, like, okay, like, let me try to be a man. So I started going out and testing more manly approaches, like, being direct, telling to a woman, listen, I like you. You are exactly type of a girl I'm looking for. I want to get to know you. What's your name? So speaking your emotions, instead of hiding them, instead of blocking them, and swallowing them, showing your emotions. I'm a man, you are the woman. I want you. I choose you, which was completely opposite than what they used to use, which is putting a woman on pedestal, like, hey there, hi, how is it going there? And they're like, trying to nag her and talk her down, kind of lower her from that pedestal. Instead of you approach, you are the price. I am the man, and I'm choosing you to
Yeah.
be my girl, which is completely different power game. And especially today, actually, we are seeing the full results of that, because today we live in a society where one gender can basically swing from being masculine to feminine, like guys, they can be or masculine or feminine. Women as well, they can be feminine or they can be masculine. And basically what I noticed with direct approach, when you approach as a man, what happens, you immediately put her into the female zone, into the estrogen. She becomes more feminine. So the more men are you, the more women around you will be feminine. They'll enter this feminine zone.
Yeah.
And the more feminine are you, even on the opening, the more masculine she will become. The more bitchy, and because obviously that's why indirect approaches are actually pushing women into the bitch shields and being masculine, cold, and all of that. So if you like your women to be masculine, indirect is perfect for you. If you want your women to be, more feminine, more emotional, you should consider, being more direct with women, and being more, direct approach. So that was one of my big discoveries. And for that, I was voted, like, basically first year for that, second year, like, because I start changing the seduction community. I started kind of putting lots of new knowledge and new concepts into the game, which became the standard of the game. There is no dating coach on the planet Earth today, or dating company, who is not teaching direct game. So it became a standard for approaches for the game, for cold approaches. It's normal today. It became a standard. I remember first days, I was fighting with guys on internet all day long. No, this is bullshit. This only works, I don't know, in whatever, in third world countries and stuff like that. But actually, it became that today, it is the most dominant, is the best approach. So yes, I brought up lots of new things. I was like, I really pushed my coachings, my students, and my knowledge to the next game. And yes, for that, I was rewarded twice as number one dating coach / PUA in the world.
Great. And you're from Croatia originally, right?
Yeah, born and raised in Croatia.
Yeah. And at what age did you discover the game?
I was 18 or 19.
Yeah, same. Best time when
Yeah.
you stop being a child, you start learning the game.
Yeah, of
And
course.
then tell me, how did you end up in America? Because you in Frankfurt, you told me you had a model agency in New York, you've been to Project Hollywood, you met Mystery Owen, like all the OGs from the game from back then. So tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that journey, how you started to travel, and maybe also how you made the money for it, and like just how everything developed from there.
So at the beginning, when I started, of course, I was never dreaming to be a dating coach or thinking, oh, I'll be coaching and traveling the world. Basically, I was accidental dating coach. I was saying the thing chose me. I didn't chose it to be. I just wanted girls. I just wanted girls, and I was working on myself to get girls. And one thing led to another. I started discovering. I started, bringing girls back home, and my friends started like, hey, can you help this guy? Can you help me? I started writing things on forums, and one thing led to another. One guy was like, hey, "Can I come to Croatia to see that? Hey, can you coach me? Can you coach me?" And then a few guys they're like, "Hey, then can you come to London?" I have like three guys here, and then I started basically London. Then it was America. Then I come to America, couldn't get visas. There I did one of my first boot camps in Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil. I fall in love with Brazil, by the way. And then slowly, I worked my visa to get to the States. I start kind of discovering States, going, I opened a company there. I had like, my marketing guys there. And I start traveling basically the whole States, basically doing boot camps and coachings and one-on-ones all over the America for like, good 10 years. And yes, like, a few times I went to the project, to LA, basic project Hollywood and project San Francisco as well, which was amazing. Nobody talks about that. That was like, as well, actually way more organized than original on the Beverly Hills one, which turned into the shit show. But yeah, it was good. Like, it was good idea, good concepts. Actually, the golden age of seduction community was 2001 till 2003, when it was still on the forums, when we lost the guys, it was basically, there was like one secret forum called Underscore, where we all shared our knowledge, and I was going out like, hey guys, I found this, I found this works amazing. Then other guys went out next night somewhere else in the world, like, worked on it. So basically it was like a 10, 15 of us working on different concepts, how to approach, how to escalate, threesomes, like, concepts for relationships, manage, emotional control. So it was like big think tank of brilliant minds working together. And then the guys decided to, to get a house and live together. And what happens when you put like, too many egos in one house, too many different personalities. And it was amazing for a couple of months, but then it turned into really big chaos, fights over the girls, guys crying, it was a circus. Like, it wasn't good, like, concept. I would prefer to live with 10 girls than to live with 10 other guys in a house.
Okay,
I
great.
think it, I think it will be less drama as well.
Yeah. And who was your main wingman?
Sorry?
Did you have like a main wingman back then?
No, I
Always
never like.
someone else?
Actually, I was the worst wingman ever. I never liked wingmans. I never like. I was going out alone.
Yeah.
I'm a solo player. I could help, but guys hate winging me because like girls will always like come to me, and nobody could take other girls. They're like all standing around me. Hey, when it's my turn, when it's my turn. So yeah, I was not a good wingman.
Okay. Yeah, I just met up with wingman all the time and then just went out on my own. So you have a kind
Yeah.
of an accountability to go out and then just do whatever you want
Yeah,
and
I
you're
think I
on
think
your own.
that's better. Like, being a real man, you handle your own shit. Kind of, you don't need like you don't need a shoulder to cry. You cannot handle social pressure by being out, alone in a club. What's in if you wanna, if you have problems being alone in a club, it's so easy. You go to a nightclub alone. First groups of the girls you see, two, three girls, you approach them and say, "Girls, you'll be my friends for the rest of the night." You buy them drinks, and then you're like, "Okay, if you want any guys, let me know. I will introduce you." And then you just go talk with them a little bit, go approach some girls, talk with some girls, come back. You have friends. You have friends. You just bought yourself a friends for a night.
Yeah.
And that's 3 hot girls is much better than your gay wingman.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, great. And some guys ask me, Phil, why should I learn game? I don't understand why I should learn game. What would you say? First of all, what is game? And why
Okay.
would you learn it and why it's so important? Because most people
It's
don't understand.
it's not learning the game. It's learning how to be a man.
Yeah.
Okay? Game equals manipulation. If you become a man that women want, you don't need to manipulate. You need to learn game. You need basically game, we call it game, but actually game is a self-development. It's turning from boy into the man. You're learning about yourself, you're learning about being masculine, you'll learn how to be an alpha male, you learn emotional intelligence, social intelligence. You learn what women find attractive in a man.
Yeah.
You learn, you are developing skills how to make people like you, how to approach a woman or group of women and have an amazing day or amazing turn into this conversation into one amazing night. That's what that's what it's. So it's not learning game, it's learning how to be a man,
Yeah.
because you cannot differentiate quality guy and the game. Basically, when you see a guy who has his shit together, humor, skills, confidence, we call it he's a game. He's a personality. This guy worked on himself.
Yeah.
He-
And yeah, we talked about it earlier because when you have clients, right, for example, on boot camps, on training programs, and it's day one, and on day three, they're a completely different person, right? Their body language is easing up. They are not stuttering anymore. They don't use so many filling words anymore. They become more dominant and get more confidence and all of these things. And so why do you think it's so important to learn it today? Because everyone can just be on an app and they can chat with girls on Instagram. But why do you still need it? Because some people argue that you don't need game anymore. I mean, I disagree. I think it's the most important skill you can ever learn in cold approach. And if you can't even approach a girl, then what's wrong with you?
I mean, it's one big bullshit. Okay, first, the problem is what you're gonna be hiding behind your screens all your life. At one moment you need to step in front of the woman. And you need to be calm, you need to be dominant, you need to be interesting, you need to be confident, you need to have a sense for humor. You need to have your shit together.
Yeah.
And you cannot fake this. So you have to develop this. You cannot be hiding behind the screens all your life.
Yeah. And what would you say, how long does it take to learn the game? Because everyone is looking for a quick fix
How
today,
how
instant
long it takes
gratification.
to become a man? How long it 1 2 years, the sooner you start the better, like the more you expose yourself, like it's if you have a good role models, like if you have like a good father or grandfather who was teaching you, who showed you the way, then you don't need to learn, you have it in your family, in the
Yeah.
roots. you know there are some cultures like Africa, when coming to the age becoming a man, there's a ritual. It takes one night for them, kind of they celebrate, when the boy is becoming a man, and then the elders take it aside, they explain him the rules, what it means to being a man. They assign him a woman. This is your woman, this is what you're gonna do, this is how you're gonna behave, these are the rules. Continue living as a man. So same thing here. How long it takes you to learn? Some guys, they never learn. Sometimes I take the guy and they come to my boot camps trainings, and in 3 days they turn from insecure guy into the man. You handle your shit, you handle your insecurities, you put it all together, you turn him into the man. So yeah, I have seen many, many transformations from boy into the man in just a couple of days.
Yeah.
For me, I was doing by myself, and it took me 2 years. But there was no internet, there was no coaches, no books, no mentors. It was me and girls and my dreams.
Perfect. Cool. Then what would you say what changed in the last 5 to 10 years in the game with social media and all the politics, what's been going on and all the crazy stuff and lockdowns and all that? So what would you say?
I would say the main thing what has changed is men became more lazy. Okay. So
Yeah.
actually, if you look, I mean, people are complaining out, it was 10 years, was harder, was easier. Everything what we did 10, 15 years ago, you approach a woman on a street, on a bar, on a club, you're funny, confident, interesting, you pump attraction, connection. All of that still works today.
Yeah.
Equally, if not better, because nobody else is doing it today. Only thing that has changed is this online bullshit, online dating, which people think is a solution, which basically society provided as a solution. So everybody is doing that and nobody has any success with it. It's just creating more frustration. So society tried to provide some kind of replacement for bars, clubs, for meeting in real life. Like, for example, what happened with Amazon, Temu, Alibaba, online shopping. Instead of going to the supermarket, you can buy things online. So they try to replace the same thing with dating apps, with Tinder, Instagram, and stuff. Unfortunately, it's not a solid replacement. It doesn't work. So people think you can sit at home and swipe and text with hot girls and you're gonna get. So that's one thing what has changed. Second thing what has changed is, which is actually true. Back in the days, your competition or my competition was only the guys in my city, or if I was in New York, it was only the guys there. Today's competition is not only guys in your village, in your city. It's basically global. Every guy on the planet Earth can talk with your girl. Just like you today can access any girl. Like back in the days, I was dreaming of Pamela Anderson, like, back in, Baywatch days. There was no way, like thinking that, today that girl, she's on Instagram, you can talk with her, you can approach her. So pretty much every girl, every woman became available to every other guy on the planet Earth. So this globalization, and which is now creating too many options for women. She can have option to fly to Dubai, to this, she's texting with this guy, with that guy, is causing problems. So basically, which means instead of being more lazy, you need to be more competent.
Yeah.
You need to be better. So that's the only thing what has changed. Globalization of, can I say it? Of pussy. Pussy got globalized.
Yeah, that's correct. And it's kind of funny, right? So like if you know the rules of the game now, then it's really easy. You go out, you build a lifestyle that you like, that you enjoy. You move to a city where there's enough abundance of girls. You go out and approach women. Then you add them on Instagram. You don't ask for their phone number, you just get them on your Instagram. Then you build a high status Instagram. You show that you're pre-selected, that you have social proof, that you have high quality pictures, and just put in the work and do that all the time. And then it's so easy because instead of taking the phone number, it's much better to just get her Instagram and she can see, okay, you have friends, you have cool hobbies, you can cook, you can do some cool stuff, right? You shoot guns, you just project that you're a masculine guy, and then women are attracted to you, even if you just
It's a passive attraction.
yeah.
Instagram is a game changer. For
Yeah.
worse, Instagram brought lots of bad things, but it brought lots of good things, and it is the best tool for seduction that ever existed.
Yes.
Like back in the days when I was like really active, I would approach a girl in a bar club. But the moment I end up talking with her, learning about me stopped. So, the moment I stopped, the moment I got her number, or like it didn't got her number, she couldn't learn more about me. She couldn't create more attraction. So today, with Instagram, they are learning about you. They are getting attracted even when you sleep.
Yeah.
So you can create a machine, a passive attraction that's conveying, that's doing all the attraction, all the connection, that's telling stories instead of you, if you're smart. So Instagram is a superpower, super weapon that can be working against you or for you. Up to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And every hot girl today has Instagram, is on Instagram. And whenever you meet that girl, she will check you out on Instagram. So Instagram today is your CV card for life. It's your business card for lifestyle. Your CV. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. And also you can use stories, right? So you can project what you want, you can present who you want to be. And girls are on the phone all the time these days, right? They maybe go to work if they have a job or do whatever. And then they're on the phone the rest of the day. So you can put in your stories what you want to project, like great pictures, having fun, going to the club, traveling, going to vacation. And then the girls, they react to your story, right? So for example, they like the story. And even if they had a boyfriend like 3 months ago, suddenly they're single, and then you can just text with them and you can reach out and say what's up, and then you can get a date from girls that you met months ago. So it's like a machine and
Exactly.
a database that you can
Of
use
course.
to, yeah, it's awesome. I made fun of my friend in 2012 when he had like 12K followers on Instagram in Australia, and now I built my own Instagram. I started in like 2014 or 15 because I just thought it's awesome. But I slowly build it, right? But if you're doing it right, then you can build a great Instagram with a couple of photo shootings and having a cool lifestyle and just kind of documenting it, right?
It goes bigger than that. Actually, you need to be, while building your Instagram, is basically you're bringing a brand. You're creating a personal brand
Yeah.
that tells the story. So you can attract exactly type of the girl that you want to attract, your ideal type. So if you're smart, if you're using intelligence, each picture there, each post can tell a story about you.
Yeah.
So if you write down exactly, let's say you take your ideal girl. You want a girl who, I don't know, let's say yoga. Okay, now you're gonna portray yourself as her dream man. Basically, your Instagram has nothing to do with you. Your Instagram is all about her. She is looking at your Instagram, looking, do I want to live this guy's lifestyle? Do I want to step in and live this life? Because this is the superpowers that women, I mean, today have. Like, before she needed to go out on a date or date you for 2-3 weeks to figure out where do you live, what do you eat, what car do you drive, where do you sleep. She had to sleep with you. What kind of perfume you use, where do you travel. She needed to invest time and money to figure this out. Today, she can see all of that on Instagram. Where do your holidays, what do you eat, restaurants you go, and she's dating all of that. She's deciding to be part of that or not to be part of that. So basically, you can create a perfect trap. You can create a perfect Instagram that every woman would love to live. Of course, you should be not lying. You should be as authentic as possible, as congruent as possible in your best version. So there's no point of renting a Ferrari and doing a photo shoot with Ferrari or I don't know Aston Martin if you don't drive it on daily basis. It's okay to upgrade yourself like a 20-25%, present yourself better, just like what women do with the makeup and high heels and dressing style, but you cannot do like 100% fake.
Yeah.
So there has to be something authentic there. It should be as authentic as possible. And so, but yeah, it's about personal branding. And because you go for a job interview today, people will, on a job, they're gonna go and look before you come to the job interview, they're gonna do a Google search, and they're gonna they do a diligence to figure out who are you in online world. How do you present yourself there? So same thing is happening with today. We spend big portion of time in online on our phones and computers, and we have like online life. So of course she wants to know who are you. So if you don't have Instagram, something is suspicious. What are you hiding?
Yeah.
Something is wrong with this guy. Can you hide? Yes, a little bit, but you're gonna be suspicious. So Instagram is a superpower. So you definitely have to build it. Everybody should have it, and you need to take care of your Instagram. If you don't know how to do it, come to us. We will help you. We'll do like professional photo shoots, whatever it takes. Take the camera and present you in the best possible way how you should be presented.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the same experience. I didn't even care so much about it, but in the last few years, you just have to present yourself in a way that is attractive to women. And even if you approach a girl or if you meet a girl, whatever, from online, you get her Instagram, or you approach her and she gets your Instagram, and then she goes to your page and you have some funny, weird name, no bio, no real profile picture, then she thinks you're a weirdo, even if you're kind of a cool guy, right? So even guys that have a cool life or that have a good job and that travel, they don't take care on their Instagram, and then they're losing women.
But it's not just women. It's a business as well.
Yeah, correct.
You go to a conference, business meetings, people still exchange Instagrams there.
Yeah.
It cannot be only, hunting girls. So you want to present yourself as a guy who is successful in a business owner, however you want to be presented So that's kind of what I'm doing partially as well, helping guys to brand themselves in a digital space, to present themselves the right image. If
Yeah.
you run a big company, sure, let's present it. How do you want to be seen in a digital space?
Yeah.
Women are just one part of it.
Yeah, and also if you're leader of men, you'll also be desired by women. So why not work on both,
Yeah, of
right?
course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Cool. Then let's get into the looks, money, and status discussion. Because I believe if you're learning the game right, or if you're developing yourself as a man, then that should be something that you want to do anyways. You want to become socially competent. You want to learn how to present yourself. And then if you know how to network and build skills, you'll make money. So that discussion shouldn't even be there. But let's talk to the guys who use it as an excuse. Do looks, money, and status matter? Does height matter? Like all of that stuff. Let's break it down a little bit. What are your thoughts?
Society, and especially Instagram and social media, is promoting this big time. Like six figure in a bank account, six pack, 6 foot tall. So it's all about sixes. I believe, and I'm perfect example of it. You don't need any of that. What you need is rather what you should invest is personality. With personality, with really solid, because that's what women want.
Yeah.
They are looking for traits of personality. Who is the guy? Quality guy, real man.
Yeah.
And you cannot buy that with looks, with a six pack, and with money. So the real skills, the real deep level of basically the looks, money, and status is very the top of the pyramid of the shallowest attraction that you can do.
Yeah.
Very shallow level of attraction. It's just kind of surface based. The real deep attraction, women will not gonna fall in love with your six pack. She's gonna fall in love with your personality, with your competence, with your confidence, with you being interesting, funny, sensual, romantic, adventures, spiritual, family values. She's gonna fall in love with that. So if you wanna really build, you wanna keep women for a long time, you want relationships, you want a girlfriend, you wanna start a family, you should be developing the real value, skills, your personality.
Yeah. And that's also interesting because when you're learning game, when you're going out or when you're approaching women, you will be faced with your own character and your own personality, right? Because if you have a needy personality, then you will not get any girls, right? So you will have to accept, okay, shit, I'm needy, so I have to change something. Or like when when you're a little socially incompetent, then all of these problems and insecurities coming up. And I also think it should be in your own interest that you maximize your looks and that you're getting better and that you try to make the best out of yourself, because why would you not do it?
Of course, I mean it's your vehicle for this life. So yeah, personality is the key thing what you need to develop as a man. You are going out, you said you're facing fears, you're becoming, I would say, at least to me, women develop me as a man. I was going out there doing approaches, talking with women, and they were like, we don't like this, we don't like that. All what I had to do, they're a perfect feedback machine. I didn't like this, I didn't like this joke, you were not funny, you were too serious, you were bad. So I was like, give me more, give me more. Every day I came back home, notes, tomorrow, let me be better and better. So basically every day I knew if I'm gonna improve one thing at a time, in a year or whatever time, when you're 18, it doesn't matter, like, a year or 2 years, I will be that top level guy.
Yeah.
So yes, they can definitely help you to build yourself as a man. So I would say learning the game, as we call it, is the ultimate self-development as a man that you can do.
Yes.
So it's not even learning the game, it's becoming a man.
Yeah.
Because you're handling your insecurities, you learn how to dress better, you buy good perfumes, your body language, you go to the gym, you work your conversational skills, you're more funny, you have friends, you develop social circles. It's not a game, it's life. It's a game of life.
Yeah. Exactly. And also, if you're doing it right and if you're becoming a better man, then also you will increase your social status anyways, because you attract better people, right? Because they all want the quick fix. Oh, I want to learn game and then I want to be with the most attractive woman and the high status guys, but this is not how this works. You have to become it first in order to attract it, right? Because
Yeah,
you've seen this, whenever you made a step in the game and you leveled up, then you also met better people, better men.
of course.
And then
Yeah,
they were into business, and then you learn, oh, this guy is doing business. He's not so different from me, so maybe I can also do this and offer something and make more money, right? So you increase your social status and your networking opportunities in the end when you are going on this journey. And that's why I also think most men are such pussies. They just use this looks, money, status excuse so they don't have to improve themselves.
yeah,
There is no man on the planet that doesn't want to be good looking, that doesn't want to have girls, and that doesn't want to be in good shape or look good or dress well. There's no man.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like it's pretty much all the
And
weak men look two looks better and then put it on YouTube and then watch 10
not
videos where
even
all the
looks, and
matters.
and that's what I noticed with guys who are kind of have a good resources, they are wealthy, they're gonna compensate personality and what we call the game with the money. So they'll buy girls, they'll just buy them gifts, buy them bags, and so they don't have to invest and be funny, interesting, and develop all of that. So lots of guys who I coached who are very wealthy, they lack true personality that
Yeah.
is attractive, and because they never had to develop it. You just buy it with the money. Girls love you, women love you because you have money and status. You never had to develop. Probably, I mean, if I had all of that and looks and I was super hot guy, like I'll never be pushed to develop personality and learn the skills of the game. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
So if, yes, you can just play whole your life on your looks. I was coaching one in a New York he was like photo model, a man, like super, super handsome guy. He was working for some top, modeling agency. He was like, Dan, I know I'm hot, but he's like, I get laid every time when I go out. But my game is I go to the bar and I stand. And which girl comes to me, that girl, like, sometimes it's a fatty, sometimes it's a good looking girl, but I have no control over it, whatever, like, I cannot approach. He's like, I'm standing there having a drink, and then who comes to me? I'm okay, let's go. So he was like, please, can you teach me so I can choose?
Yeah.
So and there's a difference between, like, when you have basically, when you are playing looks, money, status, they are choosing you.
Yeah.
You are the prey.
Yeah. You're not the chooser, you're the
Exactly,
chooser.
you're not the chooser, you're being chosen.
Yeah.
And basically, with what we are teaching is being a man, being in control over your destiny. Going out there and say, okay, I like this girl, I want that girl. And you do everything in your toolbox, in your skills, what you can to get that girl. And that's basically what is missing in this nowadays society with online thing and whole dating apps. You think you have options, but it's just you don't have options.
Yes. Fantastic. Also, guys, it would be very interesting to know your thoughts. Comment below how you found out about the game, how long you've been in the game, what is difficult for you, what is holding you back, so we can answer all your questions in the comment section as well. And there's one thing I wanted to ask you, because of course you become a better man when you learning the game, when you're leveling up, right? But how much did it help you in the beginning to have some sort of structure, how to build attraction, how to read her signals, and understanding female psychology, how to be a real man? That's also knowledge that you have to absorb, right? Because you're not going to understand how to get laid or how to take women home if you don't understand the social dynamics and the female psychology, like social pressure, how to deal with her friends, and what is her thinking process in this, right? So there is
Yeah.
the knowledge that you need to learn, but also then the practical implementation. And for me, it really helped once I had like a structure, right? So you have the inner game and the verbal game. So what do you think?
Yes, structure is super important. Without structure, you're completely freestyling. And I would say today, most men have no structure whatsoever. They just go there and talk with women and hoping, like, to the God to give him sentences. As long as things are coming out from the mouth, he's talking, it's good. While it doesn't work like that. Everything basically you say, every question you ask, every story to tell, it should have done something in her mind. Just like on Instagram, every photo you upload has to tell some kind of story. Either you are cool, you are interesting, you're dominant, you travel, whatever. So same thing here. And pretty much what art of seduction, art of attraction, what it is, it's controlling the information between you and the woman. Because if you look at it like this, women, they have in their mind, every woman has ideal man she wants to date, she wants to be with. Like I have in my head my ideal woman, how she looks like. You have your ideal woman, how she looks like in your head. Okay? And when you see her, what happens? Happens the feeling of attraction. When you basically, what is attraction? Attraction is a feeling in a body when your internal list is matched in external world. So in your head, you have exactly what kind of car do you want. When you see that car in front of you on a street, you get butterflies in your stomach. So attraction is a signal. It's a signal to the brain. We like this. This is what we are dreaming about. Okay. So, and that is one of the first things what needs to happen in basically in seduction. You cannot get someone to the bed if the person doesn't like you. And it's super easy if you create that feeling of attraction. She will do most of the job to get you back home because now she likes you. So where the beauty of what we call the game is reading what kind of man she wants.
Yeah.
And then projecting this type of a man. And this is basically what has changed in 10, 20 years. What we're talking now, let's go back to the beginning of this interview. 15, 20 years ago, when you would approach a girl on the street, you do 10 approaches, every girl was dreaming about different type of a man. One wanted a doctor, other one wanted like a gangster, third one wanted, rapper, fifth one wanted something else, whatever, okay? So thanks to Hollywood and thanks to social media and Instagram, there was this effect of standardization of attraction. Basically, the society has brainwashed women what is attractive men. So pretty much they're all searching for the one guy. So nowadays you don't need to figure out. Now just go there and give her that guy. There's exactly list what you need to project, what you need to demonstrate. Let's say you approach a woman on a street or bar, club, wherever. In these 15 minutes, your job is to flip in her mind that you are the guy she's searching for.
Yeah.
And that is 80, 90% of the job.
Yes. I always say this. Women only ask you a few questions. What do you do? Where are you from? How long are you here? And some others. What do you work, right? And then there's two ways to communicate it. Demonstrate higher value, what she likes or what every girl likes, because humans like status, and then demonstrating lower value. And most guys just demonstrate lower value because their answers are so boring and they're not, they just like say what comes to their head, or are like super honest or logical. I'm an engineer, I'm an IT guy, I run a business, or they even want to brag and impress the girl, right? So
yeah, but yes, correct. But it's not even higher or lower. It's you don't need to higher value. Give her what she wants. If I want sandwich with prosciutto,
yeah,
and I dream about spaghetti bolognese, and I come to the restaurant, I want to eat spaghetti bolognese. I don't need higher value than that. Give me spaghetti bolognese. I'll get pissed off if you give me some sandwich or toast. That's lower value now. That's, I don't like this. But if you give me something, what I want, what I desire, what's on my mind, I will buy that. I'll be happy.
yeah.
So
I mean,
partially what game is reading what market wants and then deliver it through your stories. That I am the guy you're searching for. You want me. You need me. With words, with your body language, with your inner game, with your dressing style, with your perfume, with all your appearance, with all components, not just verbal. With everything should be saying, I'm that guy.
yeah.
Women today are complaining more than ever there's no more real men.
And it's true.
Because of that. Because of that.
Yeah.
And you can really easily demonstrate in her mind that, you are the real man. Or you can become the real man.
Yeah.
And that's what we are standing for. That's what we are teaching. That's what we are, promoting and helping guys, turning them those insecure. If you're insecure, if you're geeky, I was geeky. I was the worst. I probably coached more than 20,000 people. I would say I was the worst case of all of those guys that I coached. I was insecure, introverted, shy guy in a wheelchairs. So if I was able to do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
There's no excuses. There are no excuses.
Yeah.
And I was dating some of the hottest women on the planet Earth. And
Yeah,
I came to
a
point where I could do 10 approaches and get 10 girls, 100%. I was on a point where I could, show me the girl and I was able to get her when I was on top of my game.
Yeah.
Today I'm more focusing on coaching and on mentoring than on that. But I still go out, I still practice. I keep myself sharp, but I'm more focused on helping and coaching skills and mentoring than going out there.
Yeah, 100%. Because you know it all. And at one point it's so easy. Especially if you figured out how to do it, right? You go out, approach 10 girls. Okay. On a bad day, you maybe get 5 Instagrams. Then 2 or 3 of them are 4 of them are texting you back. 2 of them are showing up on a date. Sometimes you even say, yeah, I don't even want to date this girl anymore. So you get one girl in 2 hours and a date, or 2 girls, or however you want. So it's too easy these days. And the competition is really zero because, yeah, guys, they don't even approach. It's completely out of the world. They're too afraid, too much of a pussy to approach
No,
it.
competition is in her phone.
Yeah.
Competition is on her phone in the inboxes. That's
Yeah.
where competition is. You know, she like overload. You cannot give a woman this level of attention. You know, a girl posts like, you know, bikini photo. Her man, you in a relationship, you cannot give her this level of, you know, kind of, there's like thousands of men. You're so sexy. You're so beautiful. You're this, you're that. You know, you being her husband or her, you know, whatever, you cannot match up to this level of attention.
Yeah. And the level of simping is also crazy, right?
Yes,
Like,
but it's all because of, you know, insecure guys and like, you know, being, you know, insecure and desperate and, you know, trying to throw in money and everything, you know, beg for the girl.
yeah,
Please like me, please, you know.
completely desperate. And just
Yeah,
because they
but
don't understand.
that's completely opposite from, you know, this desperation because, I mean, I'm telling you, like, basically nothing has changed. Good game is still a good game. Guy with skills who got laid 15, 20 years ago can still get laid today.
Yeah.
More than then because it's more rare.
Yeah.
And because social skills are eroded. I was never like, I remember like you would approach a perfect 9 or a 10 in a club. Those girls were never shaking. Those girls were super confident. Today you approach a 9 or 10 a club, she has no fucking social skills. You know, she's shaking there on a bar. I have never seen that in 20 years. That hot girls are insecure in conversation. She's like I was talking with a girl. She was just hoping for me to please. Like I could see in her eyes, she's like, please ask me for my Instagram. Please ask me for my number, like so I can go home. And then she goes in her comfort zone. And I'm like, oh no, it's not gonna happen. Now fucking we'll stay here till the end.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting that they say that because I'm just thinking. I was sitting in the shopping mall and there's this super hot blonde girl walking, and I'm like, "Hey, you!" And she's coming towards me, and then I'm like, "Come here!" And she's walking like 20 meters next to me, and then she's sitting next to me. And she's like, "Whoa!" And I met her, and I've been dating her, and she was on the phone pretty much all the time. So also the girls, they lose their social skills completely, and I think
Yeah,
that's also a switch that you make at one point, that you don't game the girl, you look what she needs. That's what you said, right? That you just look, what does the girl want? What is she looking for? What is the best answer? What do you communicate? What do you not communicate? All of these things, right?
it always comes down to the needs. We do everything in life because of our needs, correct? And you are sometimes willing to do way go forward or above and beyond to satisfy your own needs. So same thing in a relationship. But yes, she's like your girl. She's on the phone. I would educate that girl. With some girls, today you cannot just date her and take her the way she is. You as well need a little bit of, train and education and change. Yeah, I agree. You cannot change anyone, but today you have to. You really have to, like,
Yeah.
go listen. I don't like this. We cannot be like that. On the phones 24/7 when we are together. No phones. Put some rules, policy. Unfortunately, if you don't do that, there is anarchy in your relationship.
Yeah. This is actually a really good point because this is so interesting. I've been even thinking about creating a video course for my girls. You send them a link. Hey, this is the video course. This is how to behave.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, you have to train your
But
girlfriend.
listen, Phil, somebody needs to be an architect of a relation. That's what most majority of the guys are failing. They just take the girl and, oh, she's like this. Oh, it's okay. She's like this. Oh, I don't like this, but it's okay. Or, there's a level of compromises you are willing to do. Basically, someone needs to build a house. Someone needs to be an architect of a relationship. Okay? Somebody needs to say, okay, listen, tell me what you want from me as a man. What can I do? I do that very early in a relationship. Please tell me everything what I can do as a man to make you happy. Everything what other guys did or didn't do, and they should have done it.
Yeah.
Everything what is in my capabilities, resources to make you happy. Please tell me. Go home and write me down your happy list. What's my role in your life? How to make you happy?
Yeah. That also brings
Okay.
me.
And then as well, what I'm gonna give her my list. This is your role. What you can do to make me happy. And then relationship is all about that. I fulfill your needs and I do everything what I can to make you happy, and you do everything what you can to make me happy. Period. As long as the both parties are doing the best they can, you have an amazing relationship. But this needs to be communicated. So somebody needs to be smarter in this. Okay, it's somebody needs to be thinker, architect, as I call it, of a relationship.
Yeah. I think also that's what most guys don't understand, that you as a man, you have to lead the relationship. Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Things like that, managing the expectation, what's going on, what do you want, what do you don't want.
Everything. And then when you move in together, finances, talk about uncomfortable stuff, how it's gonna work, how do you want your life to look like, you. And I mean, it all starts with that. Basically, you sit down and you think, okay, what kind of life do I want to live? Okay, first you need to imagine it. Okay, what's the ideal life? Okay, do I want one girl? I want harem of 10 girls. Do I want a family? And then you go out there and you find the right candidate for that role. Not every girl is going to be your perfect wife. Not every girl is going to be willing to share you with 10 other girls. There are roles for all of it. So that's, and then you go out there, you basically, it's like, you run a company and you need a designer. You cannot hire a secretary to be your designer, or you cannot hire a coder to be your designer. And running a relationship is like running a business where you are the boss and, of course, you are in that relationship together, but somebody needs to be on top of it. And usually it should be a man.
Yeah.
If she is on top of your relationship, that's not good.
She also doesn't want that.
Yeah, it's not her role to lead a relationship.
Yeah.
You should be taking care of her. You should be the one who is providing with security, with resources, with whatever, however you want to design it.
Yeah, that's why the broke boys always say you need money to get girls to keep around in a relationship. And it's true. You need some sort of money. You need at least the absence of worry to be in a relationship with a girl, right? You cannot worry about money all the time, or like, not do anything.
You cannot be in a survival mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always say this.
Yeah. If you're in a survival mode, and we all been there, like, when you don't have money for tomorrow, so will you survive for tomorrow or next week, then of course, you should have enough to, for yourself plus a little bit for her, but you don't need, crazy amount of the money. Yes, the hotter the girls, they will like, cost you more because they're used to more different lifestyles, nice hotels, traveling, yes. But has its own price. You can play with that if you're smart. But it's all part of being a man.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because that's also a question I wanted to ask you, because a lot of men want to find a girlfriend and then keep her in a relationship. But the problem is, what I see guys making all the time is, first of all, that they settle too early and that they do so many mistakes in the beginning of the conversation where I already know they lose the frame and the girl is going to leave them sooner or later, right? So, what would you say? How to get into a relationship, also in regards to learning game, developing yourself as a man, when you should go into a relationship, and how you should go about the entire process, right? Because I believe that you have to try to become the best version of yourself and be on this journey as a man, and then bring girls that support you in your life into a relationship and not just settle with any girl that's semi-attractive? What do you think?
Okay, good point. Good question. Relationships can be amazing, and I think choosing your partner is one of the most important parts of the life. It's more important than choosing your, kind of more people put more effort into choosing what kind of car they're gonna drive, what career they're gonna go, university they're gonna sign up, than choosing your life partner. Where they completely freestyle. They choose the first girl that gives them like a regular sex, and that's it, While you need to be a little bit more cautious and smart about that. Qualities. Who is the person? Because I have seen so many cases where women completely destroy guys' lives. Even they're billionaires, millionaires, they have everything, they destroy them. So wrong woman can do lots of damage. So you need to be super, super careful, who do you choose, to be, because that person can motivate you or demotivate you, or you're gonna lose energy. You come home, you feel angry, you feel frustrated, you don't want to be there. So it all starts with choosing the right person. And what I like to do for testing that is, when I start dating a girl, I would always take them some trips, spend some time together. Because one thing is when you see her, somewhere in a city, you're dating, you're home, you have sex, and then she goes home. And one thing, when you start living with a person, even for short periods, a weekend, things will come out. You will see how untidy she is, how organized she is, how she lives, does she likes to eat at restaurants, ordering food, cook at home, healthy. Habits will come out. Her
Yeah, habits
positive
are
and
really
negative
important.
things.
Yeah,
Of course.
habits are so important. If you want to wake up early and she sleeps until 12 a.m. and
Yeah.
her entire lifestyle doesn't fit you and you live together with her, then you have no plan what's going on. You have to live with her at one point. And I always say it takes at least like 1-2 months to figure out who she actually is. And you have to live together. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can fast forward it a couple of weeks, but I would say within a couple of weeks you can definitely find out, if you visit her family, parents at home as well, they can give you some level of information, friends. But yeah, spending time with her, definitely weekends, travel together, live together for short periods before you say, okay, let's go in or out. So you want to find all those red flags or yellow flags, something small that can, that's going to turn big at one point later, that can cause problems later on.
Yeah.
So, like you're saying, partying nonstop, drugs, alcohol. She has lots of male friends, untidy, bad food habits, bad, sleeping habits, workout habits. Girl who is not used to work out, and take care of her body. What's gonna happen, in her later in a stage, 30s, 40s, and she never developed training habits.
Yeah.
And then when hormones go kicked in, she will start accumulating weight, and she's not gonna be that attractive anymore, and she's gonna turn very fast
Yeah.
into something you don't want. So yes, relationships are very smart. That's completely different part of the game that nobody talks about. I coach my guys on this, because this is where really break it or make it. If you want a peaceful, nice life, to find a partner for your life, you need to be very, very smart about it.
Yes. 100%. That's why I'm bringing this up, because no one is really talking about it. And over the last 2 years, I've been taking a lot of notes for my member area for my clients, where I show exactly how to get into relationship and what you need to screen for, right? Because you have the green flags, like the things you like about the girl, then the red flags you don't like, and then you have the yellow flags these are, in my opinion, the things that you can train or educate
Yeah,
them,
you can
right?
change. Yeah, of course. Like, but okay, even the red flags, if a really girl, falls in love, when she's in love, you can change anything. You can play and you can turn it around into with if she's a smart girl, like, you can even, retrain and teach her, change some really deep habits, but it takes more time, yes, more effort. But it really is, you need to have a vision of your ideal relationship, your ideal partner, and then either find exactly that girl or find the right project that you're going to work on and slowly start working on that with her and explain, okay, this is my vision, this is my dream, I want to build this for two of us. Do you want to be part of it? It's going to take us some time, I understand, but this is what I want to build.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, you have to follow your dreams and goals and take the girl with you.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't learn the game and get into a relationship? The girl is gonna lose respect sooner or later. So what would
For first thing, if you don't become a man, you don't learn how basically you're mentioning a lot, like, the game. Basically, game is understanding dynamics between men and women. Okay, if you don't understand dynamics between men and women, you will have weaker parts of that negotiation. You'll be bullied. You'll be played. You're gonna be a little bitch in that relationship. You're gonna be the simp. That's what not understanding this, not learning the skills.
yeah.
You become, like, then she's the smarter one. She's the one who's pulling the right decisions, pulling the strings. Do you want to be really in a relationship where she's saying, okay, now we're gonna buy this, now I want this, I want a new shoes. Tomorrow you're gonna suck my dick in the morning. You're gonna do this. You're gonna wash my shirts.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of funny because and you know these guys. You probably had a lot of clients like this that say, Dan, I want to find a girlfriend. I don't want to sleep around. I really want to find that one girl. And then you teach them and they get results and then they directly fall in love with the first girl, right? So I
Yeah.
had this client, Daniel, and he didn't get laid for like 2 years. And then he did a boot camp and he directly found a girl. Like after 15, he approached 15 women and then he found a girl. And he
But
goes
okay,
on
but
date
this,
with
this,
her.
this but this is problem. Okay, like, I was there as well. I had this problem as well. Like, I would, for probably when I start, it took me around 2 years to get myself out so I can do the stuff. Basically, it took me 2 years to
Yeah.
train to go from insecure, approach anxiety, I cannot talk with anyone, to I can go there, get numbers, and have a date, and try my best on dates. And then every girl I would manage to take home and sleep with her in the morning, I was in love with her.
Yeah.
Every girl for probably for next, I don't know, maybe additional 1-2 years.
Yeah.
I was like, I would take a girl from a club, I would have sex with her tomorrow morning, I was in love. But I'm like, I don't like her. Like, why I love, kind of, I was in love with her. And then I'm like, okay, something is seriously wrong. And I'm like, okay, definitely my brain is needy little bitch and he wants to love every girl. Okay, let's see where are the limits. So I took 2 weeks and I slept with, I don't know, 15, 20 girls. And I'm like, okay, let's see where is the threshold when my brain will stop, because I cannot be in love with 20 girls. So I was just I was like, not order, like I was going out, getting dates, 2, 3 girls per day. And then after 5 days, it just stopped.
Yeah.
And I had full control over it. So this problem comes from lack of options, from you really wanting, like, women, and being desperate, needy, and your body wants female energy, attention, and any kind of female energy is gonna fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And now, if you are stupid enough, you're gonna stay with that first girl. If you're smart, you're gonna, work on it, like me. I didn't let, I basically, I really I'm not sure what's your background. I have like an IT background. I rewrote myself
Yeah, 100%.
couple of times in my life. Like all my habits, everything. What kind of like, I was different persona. I was different personas in different stages. I mean, that's normal. Every stage of the life will require the new you.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's kind of be like right now being a coach, being a mentor. I'm 45. It's different personality, different thing. When 10 years ago, 15, when I was like out there bringing girls, being a player. Same thing. Let's say now Messi or Ronaldo. They are players. 10 years from now, they're gonna be coaches. It's a different personality.
Yeah.
It's different skill set. Different. You basically you need to redevelop yourself, rethink yourself. So yes, you can do this. No matter who you are today, in 2 years, you can be a completely different person if you take the right coach, the right mentor, the right steps, whatever. Like, by yourself. I was lucky enough to was able to do it by myself. I was able to coach myself, which is very rare. I was my own coach, analyzing, writing, analyzing, really being student and a coach at the same time. Not many people can do this. Like, so if you cannot coach yourself, you definitely need to find yourself as someone who can take you on a journey, who sees like your best potential and help you out. Okay, you tell me, okay, I want this, and he's gonna help you to build this. That's kind of what I do daily basis today.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are so many situations where the girls test you at different parts, in the approach, in the text game, in the relationship, or when you're starting to get into a relationship, right? There are so many mistakes and so many problems that you need to avoid at all costs, because otherwise, I always say this, from high to your bedroom and into a relationship, there are so many steps and so many tests that the girls give you. And if you do a mistake early on, for example, accepting disrespect, making her presence way too early, all of these things, it's going to be a problem later on in the relationship, right? And that's why I think it's so important to learn this entire process and go through it in the correct way, where you're entering the relationship from a dominant way. And if you don't have anyone that is teaching you this, then you have a problem.
Yeah, but like it's not just with women. Like,
Yeah.
employees, if you run a company, employees are like this as well. He's gonna, if he can come at the job, even though you told him 8, he will try to come at 9, 9:30, 10 a.m. If you don't set the rules, you buy a dog, you get a dog in a house. What first thing he's gonna do? He will try to sleep on the sofa, on couch. He will try to shit around the house and pee. So dog is not testing you. I mean, it is. He's trying to live his life the best he can. So women as well, like, I know, like, one of my clients, he brought a girl to the Paris. They just started dating. Let's go for a trip in Paris. Wrong move. And he booked one bedroom, up something, basically not in a suite, like, basically one room. And he came there on a reception. When she heard that it's only one room and she doesn't have the room for herself, she freaked out, started crying, starts yelling in the lobby to put pressure on him. And then he was like, okay, sorry, can we get one more room for her? And then, of course, nothing happened. Like, romantic trip in Paris, separate bedrooms. So this is, that's, if you allow it, basically, that's the problem with weak personalities. Being a nice guy, being very agreeable, nice guy. And that's what you learn with becoming a man, with learning the game, learning male-female psychology. Even though it looks right, it looks like your parents told you, be nice, be respectful. Unfortunately, this is not respected by women. Women do not like that behavior. Even they say, oh yeah, I just want somebody who is nice. When you are nice, it doesn't work. Period. I've been there many times. That's not, they're not attracted to that. They may be logical, they say, yes, it's nice to be respectful, nice and this, but then they end up with bad boys, with jerks, with confident guys who don't do that much of respect and do all of that. They play the game by the book.
Yeah. Yeah, but Why are so many guys not accepting the truth? They don't want to accept the truth. They don't accept that you need to learn this, that you need to go through the pain, through the suffering, overcome your
Because it's easier to
fears.
stay. It's easier to stay being a nice than to change.
Yeah.
It's easier to be a lazy. Changing hurts. It's avoiding the pain.
Yeah.
Of course, but pain equals gain, like gym.
Yeah.
You start hurting, you start counting where it hurts. As basic Arnold said a long time ago, famous one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's what I always see. You also see this. You see a guy and you know how he looks when he's completely transformed. You know how his body language looks like, you know how he's dressing, how he's speaking, how unfiltered he is then, but they just don't change or settle too early, right? And then just completely destroy their life. Because if you don't know how to get girls, like seriously discussing your time, money, and energy. So, what would you say? What is the last message that you want to give guys in for the new age? You've been doing this for 20 years. I know game now for 15 years. It's easy, effortless for you as well. And what's your message?
I think, kind of my message is that you are creator of your own destiny. Life is going to be, you need to take responsibility for your actions and for your life.
Yeah.
Life is going to be the way you design it. So you need to start thinking and being the architect of it. Think, develop, work your plans for 1 year, 3 years, where you want to be in 5 years, and start working towards those goals. If you want, and today, pretty much whatever you think of, you can do it. If you want to have a harem with 10 girls, it's possible. You want to be married next week with a MILF or with a super young girl, super cute girl of your dreams, it's possible. You want a family, it's doable. You want to be a player for next 5, 10 years, you can do this. There are skills, there are options we developed in the last 15, 20 years. We developed all the skills for that. So it really is about learning, going out there, changing by yourself. It hurts. That's why we do boot camps and trainings. So you guys can be part of the group. It's easier to do it. It's easier to change in a group of like a 5, 10 guys, 3 to 5 guys, than do this process by yourself, like what I did. That was brutal. Sometimes I was coming home. I would go to club, get rejected 10, 15 times. I'll go home and cry. I spent whole night crying in my bed. But next morning I was like, fuck, okay, let's go out again.
Same.
So yeah, because there was nobody to pat me on the shoulder, bro. It's okay, come here. Let's listen. You like what I'm doing nowadays. Like of course, now I can handle that. Whenever something happens with my client, we can handle this on a boot camps and things. It's easier. You can give him the confidence. There are skills to remove depression, fear, anxieties, everything. There are skills we develop them. We have them to change the person. Back then, I was crazy. I was like Terminator. I was doing all by myself. The worst way possible.
Yeah. So how's the process looking like? How you transform guys? What do you do? So let's say I'm a complete joke, no self-esteem, shy, insecure, everything looks shit, no Instagram. What would you do with me when I'm
Oh,
your client?
okay, but this this is probably a process of a week maybe or more.
Yeah, I'm also weak.
Um, yeah, but okay, basically, I would say the girls part is easier. The girls part we can train you on. We can train you on girls very fast in a weekend.
Yeah.
So but I would say 3 to 5 days you can be. Even it's unbelievable, within 3 to 5 days, at least now there's up to like thousands of boot camps and coachings. I have, I can do it with my eyes closed. You can get someone so he can stop a girl on a street or in a bar club approach and, get numbers, get dates, start making out. It's not a nuclear science. There are scripts for that. And I can
Yeah.
write you down exactly what you need to say, what you need to do to get it. So even though basically I really do high level coaching. So I always like a microphone on a guy. So I'm always listening, what's happening, recording. Tomorrow morning, we are analyzing, debriefing, using AI. We are doing lots of crazy stuff. Like an AI
Oh,
model is
really?
kind of, going through all the scripts and analyzing, conversations and yeah, giving the bullet points. So we develop lots of, we are losing in a company, we are using lots of high technology, especially AI nowadays. So we can do really crazy level of the stuff. And then slowly working on your insecurities, making your insecurities more secure, more dominant, more confident. Because confidence is really, if you look what is confidence is, I think is the best definition what I came up with is confident is a feeling when you can predict results of your actions. Like I know that I can go now on a street and stop any girl and talk with her 15 minutes and get her number. I know, I'm confident. There's nothing she can say that didn't hurt in my life. There's nothing. I heard it all and I developed solutions for all of it. So there's nothing new. So I'm confident. It's a street I walked many times. Nothing new can happen on that street. Like street you drive every day, so like, the street. So confidence is basically being able to predict what, results of your actions. So that's what makes you confident. Like, for example, I can take this glass and I know that if I now hit it against the wall, the glass will break. That's what makes me confident. I can predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Where the insecurity comes from is when you cannot predict, you don't have enough model in your head, enough data points. So you talk with a girl, you don't know what she's going to say, and that's making you shaky. So if you give enough data points and basically structure, person becomes confident. He knows what to follow, what to do, what's next, and he can now navigate through this conversation towards his goals.
Yeah.
So it takes some time to build confidence and to get guy back, and that's part of the game. And then, as you said, that's what I'm doing as well, Instagram, because Instagram today really is important, and you cannot date hot girls without Instagram, and it's an amazing tool. So that's kind of what I do. Basically, I used to have a model agency back in the days, 15 years ago, in Croatia and partially as well in New York. And so I was hanging out with photographers, so I learned a lot from them. So I started doing photos for the girls, and then eventually when the lockdown happened, I started doing photos for the guys. When online thing happened for Tinder, eventually moved to Instagram, correct the full code of Instagram to understand what's going on.
Mm.
So pretty much we started doing the branding for the businesses and for the dating as well. So not just kind of for the dating, but as well, if you have a business, you want to be presented as a business person, successful entrepreneur, restaurant owner, we can build you that as well. So pretty much, I'm still doing lots of boot camps around the world. I love them. I love to help guys. I love to be there in field with them. Even though I have a big team now and developing younger generations and coaching them with me, which probably will take over my legacy at one point. So I have a couple of young lions with me who will take over my legacy at one point. And so yes, we are doing that. So we are doing actually lots of, if you want some real coaching bootcamp experience, summer camps as well, come to my page. It's basically dannesek.com. Maybe you can put it here, under the title.
Yeah.
dannesek.com. We are basically doing boot camps pretty much all over the Europe, full summer. And so it's going to be interesting as well. Yes, I do photography for Instagram, Tinder, dating apps. We are creating some crazy level of the photos, kind of dogs that we rent, super cute dogs that kind of perfect setup for basically when a girl looks at the photo, she's like, I want to be with this guy. So it really is next level. I mean, how you should be presented online. It's not just how you present yourself offline on a street in real person is as well, you need to take care of your digital image. How are you presented online? So it's hybrid game, both areas you need to take care of. You cannot just look amazing on the date. You need to look as amazing as well on the internet. When somebody looks you up, so you look sexy, beautiful, successful. Basically, she's learning about you.
Yeah.
Because then that's Instagram. Because when you approach to one girl on the street, it's one-to-one conversation. On Instagram, there's many women. You're talking with many women at once. You have hundreds of followers, you post the story. Now all those girls, they saw your story that you've been to Barcelona or Madrid last weekend. And that's the beauty. So basically it's about being smart. But I'm telling you, cold approaching skills, what we are saying, being a man, skills of manly skills, dominance, confidence, competence, will never go away, and they have more weight and value nowadays than ever. What worked 15 years ago works today
Even
as
better.
well. Even better. So nothing has changed. They're just more pussies, more lazy guys who think they can get some girls on Tinder and Bumble.
Yeah.
So pretty much competition that used to be competition on the streets, bars, cafes is now on Tinder. So there's a more girls for us.
Yes. Yeah, if you learn cold approach, if you learn how to present yourself online, then you'll be ahead. You'll have no competition. It's going to be fun. Life makes more sense. You make more money. You make better friends. Everything is easier, right?
Yeah, correct.
Perfect.
And I think that really is the essence of, if you summarize, is, I mean, women know that. Like, woman, if she wants, she's going to some event. If she wants to be presented herself, let's say she's horny and she wants to be as an easy girl, more slutty, outgoing party, she's gonna dress in high heels, mini skirt, red lipstick. And she'll come to the room, and the whole room will think, this girl is for the sex. Correct? If she wants to be presented as a classy, as a woman, as kind of more traditional, she's gonna dress long dress, different style of makeup, more conservative, and everybody in the room will think, she's very classy, she's a girlfriend material, she's a marriage material.
Yeah.
So why the fuck, if women can do this, and we're not calling that they have a game, it's default, it's part of being a woman. Why you as a man, you cannot do this?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because society is not teaching us this, we have to learn this. And we call this the game or whatever it is. Like, when you want a girlfriend, you're going to talk differently than if you just want that girl, take her home for one night.
Yeah.
For adventure. So, kind of, okay, this is maybe easy. It's given to the women. It's easier. For us, you develop those skills. So if you want to be a victim of the chance and victim of the stars aligned, and you wait for the right woman to meet, then you don't need to learn the skills. Just live your life, and eventually, maybe in 5-10 years, you're gonna meet that girl, and maybe you'll have something to say to her, maybe not. She's gonna go to, with her life. If you'll be good with conversational skills, maybe you'll marry her or not, have kids with her. And that's it. That's how most people live. And if you're okay with that, no problem. If you want more control in your life, you want to be to the point where you can go out there and bring yourself a girl home whenever you want. So whenever you want a relationship, you can have a relationship. Whenever you want adventure, you can have adventure. Then that hurts. It's like you want to have a six-pack, you want to have a nice body. It's a process. You go to the gym, you're very disciplined with your diet, you work your ass for a couple of months, for 6 months, and you'll have amazing body. Same thing with personality.
Yeah. Fantastic. Dan, how can people find you? I think we're going to put all the links in the description.
So I'm going to give you 2 links, guys. First one is my official website. It's dannesek.com. And second link is where you can go and watch one of my free courses, which is amazing. If you like this, you can go fully deep into the courses. They're going to explain you the whole theory of attraction and everything else. There's a second link here. I think it's under comments or wherever, you feel you're going to put it there. So these 2, I definitely recommend go there, watch a full free course. I think Phil was watching, so you can tell him like how it looks like. Have you been there? You take a look?
Yes, really good.
Yeah,
Love it.
so go there, check it out. You know, you can learn a lot, and it's gonna help you to get your dream girl out there. And I really hope I'm gonna see you in one of my boot camps or coaching sessions or one-on-one coaching or photography. We can help you and get your life where you want it to be, where your life deserves to be.
Yeah. And also your social media is YouTube and
Yeah, my
Instagram?
YouTube is Dan Nesek as well, like, you know, same thing, my YouTube and my Instagram as well, like, Dan Nesek coaching. So you can put it all here, like, all the links. And yeah. So guys, continue watching, continue learning. I wish you the best in life. Girls are out there waiting for you. All
Yes,
you have to do is go out there and give them a chance to like you.
exactly. Stop making excuses, guy. Commit to learning, to self-improvement, to becoming the best version of yourself, and then you will see that everything is going to be easier. It's going to be a long and painful road, but the growth you're going to experience and the confidence you're going to get and the beautiful woman is going to be
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. And I mean, every rejection, of course, you're going to go through lots of rejection, but every rejection is a lesson. I was thankful. I'm still today thankful for every girl that rejected me. Because of that girl, I was smarter, wiser, better tomorrow.
Yes. Every
So
girl
I'm
is teaching you a lesson. Every
every girl,
girl.
it's not rejection, it's a lessons. It's a lessons that will pay. Like, whenever a girl rejected me, thank you. Thank you
Yes.
for this lesson.
Yes. And also, Dan, thank you very much for this interview. Fantastic, guys.
Thank you,
Check
Phil.
out the links in the description, gentlemen. And then see you next time.
Guys, enjoy. Bye.